Hey, what's up? Welcome to Siesta Meditations. Today we're talking about the societal matrix. But what is the matrix? Well, the matrix in this context is the reality construct that surrounds us, that forges our belief system and the way we perceive reality. It's like a web that dictates our worldview and what we think is real. We usually refer to it as an illusion, a system that controls what we perceive and understand. So when I say societal matrix, I'm talking everything that influences the way we're programmed to live, everything we've been told to believe. You got your dogmas, ideologies, societal norms, you got religion, you got institutions, and they're all dictating what you should think. The matrix is like a cap on our consciousness, a limiter. And the way to escape is by taking a few steps back so you can see the whole picture. We kind of find ourselves wrapped up in our own little localized consciousness. If we can go beyond that to a meta-consciousness, kind of like being on the outside looking in with a fresh perspective, then we can gain true objectivity. One of the best examples that we have of the Matrix in literature and film is the movie The Matrix. The characters in the movie are trapped inside a simulated reality and they think it's the real world. Once we got this movie, it was really easy to explain to people what the Matrix was. But how did we explain it to people before this movie came out? Well, we had other pieces of literature and film. One of my favorites is Plato's Allegory of the Cave. The prisoners are in shackles within the cave. All they can see are shadows on the wall, and they don't realize it's all an illusion. It's all they've come to know. One of the best parts is one of the guys gets out of the cave and notices there's this whole other reality. He goes back into the cave to try to wake up the other prisoners. And can you believe he's met with immediate pushback? Some people just don't want to wake up. Another good example of the Matrix comes from Toltec knowledge from Mexico, Los Toltecas. They talk about the mitote, a mind fog, a dream-like illusion that is fabricated by everything that surrounds us. You can read all about it in Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements. And if you've already read it, you should go and give it another pass. They should actually have us read The Four Agreements even before Sinclair and Steinbeck. Then we've got the movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, also about characters that live inside of a simulated reality. It's an online multiplayer video game. It has humans that are logged on playing and non-player characters. Those would be the background characters that are not controlled by human players. So it's like saying the characters that are controlled by a human player have a consciousness and the others are product of the game's programming to play out scripts without question and blindly follow their society's expectations.
You don't do this, man.
It would be like lacking free will. So what if the real world had something similar to this, to the NPC, the non-player character, the organic portal, maybe someone who's zombified, a cell phone zombie? There's this trending theory that there's non-player characters all around us. They estimate that maybe 70% of people out there could be NPCs. Does that sound pretty far-fetched? I mean, they've got to have some kind of consciousness, right? This theory suggests that they have a limited form of consciousness, one that's confined to their local environment. One of the things they say about them is that maybe it's like they've lost their ties to the spiritual world and they're trapped in the physical. This would be the people who blindly follow society's cues. Maybe they have a herd mentality and they don't question the reality. It's any of us that operate mostly by our unconscious mind instead of conscious awareness. I often ask myself, am I an NPC? Have I ever been an NPC? Have I woken up from the collective dream? There's psychological studies that suggest that 80% of what we do from day to day and how we run our lives is determined by the unconscious mind, as if we were on autopilot. That means it's determined by the part of our psyche that operates below conscious awareness. That could control and run our lives. It's the unconscious programming we have acquired through life, and it's running in the background like demon tools. Let's take a good look at Carl Jung's quote on fate. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. So this would be like telling our unconscious mind, here, you take the reins. The good thing in all this is it could mean that we could shape our own destiny by making conscious choices. There's this Kabbalistic teaching that says that everything is already destined. The book is already written. But at the same time, we have the power to change the timeline going forward through free will. So everything's already destined, and at the same time we have free will? Wow, that's a mind F-bomb. So the arts and humanities offer great leverage for escaping this prison of the mind. There are loopholes in the system. If we don't want to be a tool for society, we're going to need good tools for awakening. Namely, a bohemian lifestyle, one that's centered on artistic expression and non-conformity. It challenges the status quo. It challenges society. It moves us to go past our individual mold. Our inner critic seeks truth and personal freedom. It's that part of us that uses our own internal tuning fork, our inner compass. It realizes inner knowing. The arts prompt us to use our critical thinking, to search and scan levels of interpretation and understanding. Engaging with arts makes us more receptive, more awake to hidden meanings in everyday life. Art is the most intense mode of individualism that the world has known. Finding your own unique perspective, learning to think for yourself. I made this guided meditation for ruminating deeply on this subject. It's for gaining that greater perspective. When we go into slow brain waves, we enter a state of mind that is more perceptive. We go deep into our internal operating system where the code is, and we can change the code. If you're interested in doing this meditation, leave a message in the comments section below. If you're interested in Siesta meditations as a holistic practice, go ahead and follow this channel. So have a good one, guys. Have a good siesta around midday. Have good core sleep tonight, and I'll see you next time. Muchas gracias, amigos.